out here. You can see all the big oak trees have now dropped all their leaves, so Jay will be doing some more leaf cleanup in a bit. But I need to come out and cut down these massive sunflowers and the amaranth, and then the zinnias I'm going to collect seeds from, and hope that I get something left. I need to read up on status. I'm curious if I covered this with straw and cut them down a little, if they'd overwinter here in Zone 5B. We're right on the edge, depending on what type of winter we have. I'm thinking maybe they will, because they're doing fine as far as a cold hardy. It's just we will get a deep frost, and not just a deep frost, but the ground will actually freeze all the way down for a couple feet. So it really depends on the winter we have, I think. But I'm curious about trying it and then pulling them up in the spring if they don't come back. But they're such healthy plants, and it's a nice clump. You can leave the oak leaves right on them, and then even cover them with straw after I cut the stalks off. The zinnias, I need to collect more seeds. The deer actually ate a lot of the zinnia seed heads, so I was a little surprised by that. But I do have a few that I can come in and collect, so I need to do that. I should say on the status too, I've never grown it before from seed, or grown it myself, and so I need to research it. Who knows, maybe it is a okay type. The thing about straw and hay, and first cut versus second cut of straw, is sometimes you get a really seedy bunch of straw, and that's what we got. So a little disappointed on how much growth that is. So I do need to watch that. These are the garlic beds. I don't see any actual garlic up. It's all just the, just the straw. So in theory, straw should not have as much seed as this. And there's a difference between first cut and second cut hay and straw. Let's see if you can see any garlic here. Nope, here we go. So there's some garlic. Not a bad start there. Keep that closed up nice. Let's see. So over here on the two ends, I did get the hoops on, as you guys might have seen, but I need to keep on coming up because we get such high winds over here. And reclipping it back down. But I can show you guys in here. You can see all the straw coming up as well. So lots of wind. We're getting some of that hurricane winds right now. We got storms all night. There were some huge gusts last night. I figured these would get blown away, but they haven't yet. So, and due to the amount of coyotes we've been having up here, we have not had the normal wild turkeys that we typically have. I'll tell you, about 90% of the footprints you're seeing on these beds here where the corn is are coyote. So our cameras have been picking them up constantly, and yeah, we hear them often as well. Yeah, it's part of living out here. Goal will be for the corn area. I don't know how much I talk about it, but we did till this because of the corn roots and the fingers of the corn stalks being so strong. It's actually easier just for us to actually till this once we pull the corn out, to get all those roots out so that we have a good bed. And we will be putting a large tarp on this whole half of the bed going into the winter, and we'll leave that on until about a week or two before we plan to plant the corn. So the perennial bed over here, it's doing all right. Definitely Wish it was doing a little better, but I think next year it'll be a lot better. We'll see what comes back and what doesn't. I was telling Jace to try to leave the leaves on this section to help mulch it. And then in the spring I'll probably actually really mulch and with more wood chips. Not sure I'll get to it this year. The ground's a little too wet to be driving the tractor over on this side. But things like the bee balm should do well, the peonies should do well, the butterfly bushes. There's a couple things that I still want to get for this area, and then there's a couple things I want to grow for cut flowers that I haven't added to that yet. And the asparagus for the first year in this location, it did actually pretty well. So we'll continue to let that do its thing. And over here we already picked up most of the squash lines, but I will actually pull these squash in case there's any borer larva eggs or whatever in it. That's something I don't want to allow to sit into our bed space. Let's see, that's probably maybe a deer, I don't know. But that's where we're at right now. I keep going back and forth on whether or not to plant bulbs in the leach field garden for the flowers. Yeah, keep mixed feelings there. So that's the update right now. We got a lot going on. Hopefully we'll get through some chores and enjoy this t-shirt weather that we won't have for very much longer. So I will be putting up some more videos soon, and some of it will be freeze drying, some of it will probably be mill related, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, guys.